In this video, we'll learn to ingest real-time data with Azure Stream Analytics and Azure Synapse Analytics. So for that, we'll go to Cloud Shell and create required resources. Let me copy my repo. Copy the setup file code. This will install all the required resources for my lab. I'm pausing the video till all the resources are installed. As you can see, my setup has been completed and all the required resources has been installed. Let's verify the resource group name. So resource group name is DP203VMK9. Let's go to resource group. DP203VMK9. Yep, this is the one. And you can see there are 4 different resources have been installed. Now our first step is to ingest streaming data into dedicated SQL pool. So for that, we will go to Azure portal and inside the resource group, Azure Synapse Workplace storage account and dedicated SQL pool and Event Hub. So now let's select the Synapse Workplace. Open the Synapse Studio. Under Manage and Manage page, you can see there is a dedicated SQL pool. Let's start the dedicated SQL pool. It will take some time. While we wait for the SQL pool to start, we can enter the following command to insert the 1000 simulated jobs. So select Cloud Portal and enter the command. This will ingest approximately 1000 simulated orders to Azure Event Hubs. We'll wait till my dedicated SQL pool start and all the jobs have been completed. As you can see, my dedicated SQL pool is online. Now under the Manage page, we can see the Workspace SQL pool which is online. Now go to the data page. Under the SQL database, inside the table folder, you can see fact order table. Let's select top 100 rows. So when we run the query, result will display top 100 rows here. Yes, it includes only columns, but there is no data in that. So our next step is to create an Azure Stream Analytics job to ingest the data. So now in the home page, we will create the Stream Analytics resource. Let's go to home. Let me minimize it. Inside my resource group, I will create new Stream Analytics job. Resource group will be default. Let's name the Stream Analytics job as an ingest order. And the location will be same as my other resources. So I will verify in the resource group. My location is East US 2. So I will select here East US 2. Next, inside the storage, I will select default subscription and my storage account will be data lake. Authentication connection string, review and create. Create. Now let's create an input for an event data stream. Now deployment is complete for our Stream Analytics job. Let's go to the resources. Under the input, we'll create an input as an event hub. Name will be orders. Event hub consumer group default and save. We'll also create output. In the output, we will select Azure Synapse Analytics. Output alias fact orders. SQL Server authentication. Our username will be SQL user and password which you provided while creating the resources in PowerShell. And table fact orders. Save. Successful connection test for our output. Sometime for input it will show this error. We will see how we will verify this error. Now let's create a query to ingest an event. So inside the query, fetching the event from the orders. Inside the query, you will see this type of access error. So in that case, what you can do, you can go to input again and test connection. If it still show the error, let's delete the input source. Refresh it and let's add again. As per the data, orders, default, and remaining thing as it is. as you have deleted already the same name, it will create an issue. So let's try one more time. Maybe just order and default. Save. Input has been added and test is also successful. Let's go to query and order output. As you can see, our input preview contains product ID, quantity and event process UC times. Now let's change the query. And test it one more time. Save the query. Now our next task is to run a streaming job to ingest the order data. In the overview page, let's start the streaming analytics job. And in the cloud shell, let's ingest this data. While the order client app is running, let's go to Synapse Studio and view the query you previously ran on the top cell 100. Previously there was no result here. Now let's run one more time. Maybe we can run the same query and run. Still there is no data. Let the job finished and refresh the Synapse Studio. Now run more query one more time. Okay, Stream Analytics has not started yet. Let's start one more time. And wait till it start finishing. The input orders used in the query was not defined. The input order, maybe we need to change the name. Now in the overview page, there should be one input and one output. Let's start one more time. Now we can see that Stream Analytics job started successfully. Let's refresh our Synapse Studio and check the output for the fact order tables. We try to ingest the data just after starting the Synapse Analytics, Stream Analytics job, and after that when you create query and run the query, all the data is visible. Now our next step is to summarize streaming data in a data lake. So create as a Stream Analytics job to aggregate the order data. So in Azure Portal Home, create resource Azure Stream Analytics job. Inside the home, we will create resource. Before that, we will go to our resource group and we make sure East US and create new resource group for this Stream Analytics job. Create. Now name will be aggregate orders. And East US 2. Next, storage account, data lake and connection string. Review and create. And create. So another Stream Analytics job is creating. Now create an input for a raw data. Let the deployment finish. We'll go to resources, input, add input. Input will be add a stream input and add an event hub, orders, default, and save. Let's wait till testing input is finished. We'll create output. Output alias is the data lake, existing subscription and storage account, and container we will use existing file container, authentication type connection string, events serialization format we'll see comma separated, pattern as a date, minimum row 20 and maximum time 1 minute. Let's wait till output is testing. Output test is successful. Next go to input. There are no input orders, so event hub, and here input I'll say orders. Existings and save. Input test is also successful. Let's wait till order is output. Input preview is fetching. Input preview is visible now. Let's go to the overview. One input and one output is visible. Let's edit the existing query and change the code. Save the query. Now observe that this query uses the system.timestamp. Based on the event process, it is use the TC time field. We already saved the query. Now our next step is to run the streaming job to aggregate order data. Now go to overview page and property. Here is the property pane. This input, query, output and function for the job. Input and output, if it's 0, then we need to refresh it again here. Okay. Now let's run the aggregate order stream analytics job. Now as we can see that our stream analytics job is running. Now let's ingest few more data. Now in the data load, now in the Synapse Studio, under the data pane, let's refresh it. Inside the link service, Azure Lake Storage, storage account, files. If the file container is empty, wait for a minute and refresh. A folder name of the current year should display. Yep, it is a 23 July 2nd, and this file is displayed. Let's select the top 100 rows and run the script. The output will display top 100 rows for this file. When the order app is finished, minimize the Cloud Shell. In the query pane that opens, header row parameter as below. So let's copy this one. Before that, let's copy our data lake storage account ID. So because our first header row is C1, C2, C3, but we want the second row as the first one. We don't want this one. So we need to put header row is equal to true. So we'll Control C, Control A, Control V and change our account name. And run the script. You can see our header row C1, C2 is gone and it is replaced by the second row. Now let's stop the Stream Analytics job. Go to the resource group we created and delete the resource group.